So today, this is the look that we are doing. It was inspired by another Instagrammer. I'm going to tag her in the description box, and I actually wanted to dedicate this look to my best friend's daughter, Aurora. I thought she would appreciate the Rudolph look, so if you don't like it, Aurora, I'll do something else. You just let me know, sweetheart. Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Just want to apologize in advance. I am having a terrible hair day, and Tabitha, if you're watching, I'm sorry and I still love you. It's not up that tight, I swear to God. Tabitha's my hairstylist, and I'm pretty certain that she believes that my hair just stays up like this all the time, and I think she secretly hates me a little bit, but sorry. Anyway, so like I have my eyebrows done, my eyes are prepped this time. I have them prepped with the same My Minerals base that I have been using recently. It is creasing like it typically does. Okay. Anyway, so today, y'all are going to be so happy. We're going away from the green and red. Yay! We're actually this time going to do a cut crease, which is a little bit more advanced for some people. It is for me as well. I can't promise this is going to turn out well. I saw a picture on Instagram. It was from Annam_makeup. I will tag her in this, and I will probably post a picture on Instagram, so I will of course tag her as well. I always try to give credit where it is due. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this started. So I'm going to be using several different products today. I am still using the James Charles palette, but I'm also going to be using the Gemini palette from Melt Cosmetics. No mom, no Taylor, y'all can still not have this. They still want this, but they're not getting it from me. Oops. I hit my tripod there, my bad guys. Anyways, I'm also going to be using my two Space Case single pots here. This one is Star Swag, this one is Carmeza Beach. And we're going to start actually with the James Charles palette, then we're going to start into the Space Case, and then move into the Gemini palette. With the Gemini, I think I'm only using a few. Because this look is going to require a lot of different browns, both cool tone and warm tone. So I'm going to be using Tea from the James Charles palette for that cool tone color. And just kind of working up to this look, I guess. So to start with it, I'm going to set my eyes with Canvas. So just dipping a M433 in, and I'm going to go ahead and set the whole eye, even though I am going to cut the crease later on. I don't know. Every time I don't set the entire eye, I always feel like I end up with kind of like splotchy parts. There's another cat here. Oh, my goal whenever we move houses is that I have a makeup room that is cat free. I'm pretty sure I told Shayna that, and she laughed at me and was just like, good luck. So I'll do it in the garage if I have to. But even then, our outside cat, Reggie, he sleeps in the garage half the time. So I guess that probably wouldn't work either. I don't know. My cat especially is always on my vanity. Like, y'all seen her in other videos. She's on top of it where the lights are. Ooh, I need to shave. My bad, guys. Anyways, she walks across like the desk part. She gets in the drawers if I leave them open. She's in my lap. She actually sleeps in this chair, which we just bought recently. So she loves to sleep in it. It's pretty soft, so I don't blame her. But yeah, she is a problem child. She kills me. So that I don't have a whole ton, so I don't have a ton of, I just dropped that brush. It's one of those days, guys, so I cannot promise that my makeup look will not look like straight garbage. But anyways, I'm going to use the Morphe 158, which is the eyebrow brush, to kind of carve out where I want the actual cut crease to be. And I'm going to just start with Mary, which is kind of a red color, but it's okay, guys. It's not going to be a red look, I swear. I am going to have red in the corner. So, I don't think I said this already. I'm going to try and do like a Rudolph kind of thing with the cut crease. Hopefully it works. Who knows? I don't know if it will. So, I am going to bring the crease up just a little, because I do have hooded eyes. So, cut creases and hooded eyes don't typically go together. But we're going to make it work today on me, I swear. So, I just have it above the actual crease so that whenever my eyes open, you can kind of tell what's happening. So for me to do this, I always have to close my eye and open it and kind of gauge where it is. Just because, I mean, whenever you have hooded eyes, you lose a lot of your space, so. That's where we are going to have this. Hopefully we can achieve it on this eye as well. And I usually just do them, like I said, I start with my eye open here because I want it here in this crease and I want to try and keep it even. So here it was a little closer. So I need to just kind of take it out and then that's perfect. Okay. My hardest part, if y'all haven't noticed so far, is getting these eyeballs even. So I leave this eye open because like I've said prior, I don't see very well out of this eye. It's actually a lazy eye and I've had it since I was born. My pre-K and kindergarten like yearbook pictures or whatever are actually me in a eye patch trying to force this eye to get stronger and be able to see better. I couldn't tell you if it worked or not. I don't think it did, but it may have. I don't remember how terrible my eyesight was back then, so. Oh, man. So I had someone ask me in the comments of one of my other videos why I always have an earphone in. And I just wanted to kind of let y'all know I literally live with an earphone in. In every single class that I take, I have at least one earphone in. It's always this ear. I don't hear out of this ear very well because of some stuff I did in the military. Actually, it was in basic training. I was in basic training, and one of the things you do is like you test different weapons. Like you shoot off your issued M4, M16. You have a SAW, which is a 240 or the 240 Bravo. You also shoot those off. You use tracer rounds and actual rounds. I think that's like a day or two. And then you also shoot off an AT4, which is actually really fun. But it's not fun whenever you don't have your ear pro or ear protection in and some idiot shoots it off right next to you and your eardrum busts and bleeds. It was awesome. I'm taking a M506 right now just to kind of buff these harsh lines out. So yeah, that was a terrible day in basic training. It was like week 3 or week 4. And I almost didn't get to continue on because I ended up losing all of my hearing because, I mean, I didn't have an eardrum at the time. So my eardrum burst. I wasn't the only one, actually. It was me and I think 3 other people. I'm going to dip back into T and just kind of add a little bit to this, just above the actual line. I'm going to try and not go under too much. So he was an idiot. He pretty much just picked it up and no one was looking, which, I mean, that's kind of on the drill sergeant as well. If there's a drill sergeant watching this, I'm sorry. But, I mean, there was failure there on a lot of people's parts. No one said anything, no one was watching, and it was pretty bad for everyone involved. So, whenever I don't know, most people, I guess, probably don't end up with bursted eardrums throughout their life. So, both my wife and I have both had this happen in our lives. Hers was a little different. But I pretty much was deaf out of that ear. I had terrible balance because it threw off my equilibrium. I was nauseous. It was a really bad. It took a good week to heal fully. But I made it through. I pushed through. I made it happen. I wasn't able to, sorry, my back itches. I wasn't able to actually fire that day because they were concerned, which, looking back, I was irritated with it, but I'm really glad they did because I don't know how safe that would have been. I'm going to dip into Boutique now, and I'm now using a M456 to, again, just keep adding to it. I want to even these out. I feel like this one's a little bit lower, but I don't want to have to, like, start over. So I'm going to keep just buffing away at this and increasing the gradient to it, like the color gradient, until I get where I want it to be. And I don't want it too dark, so this is probably going to be the darkest color that I use today on this. But we'll see. I might end up not going, like, ending up too dark, but we'll see. And Boutique, as you can kind of tell, is kind of a red color. But anyways, back to my story. I pushed through it. I made it work. I wasn't able to fire that day, but we did end up going back out to that location and doing that on a different day with everybody except for that one kid, because he actually ended up getting kicked out due to that. They used that. He was an F up. I'm gonna try not to cuss. Look at me go, guys. He was an F up, and they called that a negligent fire, which it pretty much was. He wasn't supposed to fire and did, so it's definitely a negligent fire, and they used that to kick him out. And I'm really glad they did, because I mean, if you're an idiot, and I don't know if you should really be serving, so you know. Okay, so now that we have this, I am going to dip into our Gemini palette here. And I'm going to start with Luna and then go into Polka Dot. So Luna is this one here, and then Polka Dot is here. And here, I'll swatch these for y'all. So Luna is very, very light, and Polka Dot is much darker. I may end up going into Lorelli. I don't know if that's how y'all say it. If it's not, my bad. Which is more of a yellow color. But I may use this just to kind of give it a little bit of dimension and depth. So I'm going to go in with the M456 with Luna real quick. And I'm going to go above, kind of on my brow bone here. I am going to have to use this space, which I typically don't like to. I feel like you end up looking a little draggy, which there's no... I'm not against dragsters, obviously. I love them. They're fabulous. I personally don't think I could ever pull anything like they can off. And maybe that's just because I don't have enough confidence. Who knows? Regardless. So I'm going to use this color here to transition up. I don't want it too dark up there, so I'm going to... I always want to be able to see some of this. That's going to be my goal, to always be able to see some of this color. Not that y'all can see it on camera, but I can see it in person. I promise you, it's here. Okay. There we go. And then we're going to go into Polka Dot real quick. Same brush, and I'm dipping just an itty bitty bit. So that darker color there is what we're using. And I'm going to go right on top of the darker color that I already have. And then just kind of pull it up a little bit. Just like that. So what I'm doing is I'm just pulling it up and trying to fade a little bit up into the Luna color that I have. I did my eyebrows a little bit different for this. I pulled them out further just so it wouldn't, like my eyebrow wouldn't stop, you know, here. And then my eye look continue on. I felt like that would look weird. Y'all tell me how I'm doing with all this. Okay, and then I'm just trying to kind of fade them into each other. All these colors, I want it to have depth, but at the same time, I want you to be able to see kind of all the colors in here. There was someone on my Facebook, I think it was Kaylee. She like watched a video and shared it and was like, I don't get why they're using so many colors and blah blah blah. So I did a look for her where I did like all the colors on one side and then like none of them on the other. I never ended up posting it because it didn't look good, but I could definitely tell the difference. I don't know if other people can. Maybe it's just people who do their makeup frequently. By the way, I picked this look specifically for my best friend's daughter, Aurora. Apparently she really enjoys watching these videos, which makes me really, really happy. I just dipped into Cupcake, which is really dark, but it's really warm toned. Oh my lord, I can't talk today, y'all. I'm sorry. And I just kind of, like I said, I want to build a little bit of depth in all of this. So yeah, I am doing this look for you, Aurora, and I hope you like it. And if you don't, I'm sorry. Let me know. Have your mom let me know. And you know what? I will do another one for you. I promise. I'm going to dedicate this entire month to Aurora because it warmed my heart knowing that she liked watching these videos. Her and my son are the same age. My best friend and I got pregnant at the same time, pretty much. Neither of us were expecting that. I don't even think anyone expected me to get pregnant. I mean, obviously. But it happened. And here I am now. We both have 6-year-olds. Her daughter is in kindergarten and my son is in 1st grade, but that's just because I tested him into 1st grade. And she didn't test Aurora in. She probably could be, but it is what it is. That way later on though, Lucas can totally help her out with her homework. Yeah. They're also going to get married. They don't know it yet, but they're getting married. And anyone who wants to say otherwise that watches this, that's from Marcy, I will fight you. Because they're getting married. It's gonna happen. I said so. I've been saying so since they were born. Actually, before they were born. I wanted a daughter and Marcy wanted a son, and there are other plans made apparently for us, so. But now I'm kind of glad watching all the struggles that she goes through. Really glad I got a boy, guys. I'm gonna go in with the M441 and just buff this out a little bit. It does still have the red on it, which I did not clean this one on purpose. I wanted to bring some of that red color into this. Just because, I mean, I feel like reindeer kind of have, it's not, you know, a dark brown color. Deer in general aren't a dark brown. They have a red tinge to them, so. Alright, there we go. Okay, so now what we are going to do is, there's my wife texting me. She's currently working my son's school right now. We're going to take the same brush that I've been using to apply my foundation. I'm not applying anything to it. Wait, yes I am, because there's a little bit of green on it. So I'm going to apply just a teeny tiny bit of foundation on it, and I'm going to cut this crease. Let me pull some out on my hand. Okay, and then I'm going to use my compact here, and I'm going to cut the crease pretty much where I lined it first. That's where I'm going to continue for that crease to be. So let's cut that real quick. That looks about even. I'm so proud. Okay, so I'm gonna do like what I've always done and just kind of pull that product down. No, I messed this one up, y'all. Look, I will have to fix that. I don't think I pulled this side out just as far. So like the corner of my eye, this one looks a little further. My bad. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to put this one up. We're going to dip into the Gemini palette. And we're going to take, ooh, what's in that? A Morphe 124 and M124 brush. We're going to start with Luna, and then we're going to use Gemini, which my pinky hasn't been used. Here is Gemini. So it's really light, and it's shimmery. I don't know if y'all can tell. And on top of that, we're going to use the Space Case one, which, let me swatch that real quick. This one is Star Swag. See how much darker that is? So we're going to use that on top. Or can we use Wig? May use Wig. I don't know. I'm gonna think about it though. Okay, so starting with the Luna, this brush, we are just going to use it on the entire lid that we cut. Okay. And so if you're doing this, what I suggest you do is to take your brush and swipe it along the actual cut part, the cut crease part, and then dab it on the eyelid, if that makes sense. Just because I feel like if I don't do that, then it kind of ends up mixing. So I don't want that. I want it to be a solid crease. Perfect. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is hopefully we can achieve this. I went out and got some glitter primer from NYX, and what I want to try and do, I can't promise you that it's gonna work. I'm gonna practice on my arm real quick first. What I want to do is line the crease with this primer and then use a combination of kind of glittery pigments to create an actual crease in that. Hopefully it works, and if not, I'll try something else. Okay, so I practiced a little bit on my arm and I think I can make this work. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an M250-1, which is the extremely fine brush. It's the smallest brush that came in the James Charles kind of package. So I have a little bit of the primer on my hand. I'm going to dab just an itty bitty bit, like the smallest amount I can get, and just take it on the actual crease and bring it all the way across. It'll take some time. I will have it kind of fast forwarded just because it's probably going to take me about 10 minutes to get one eye done. So I'm gonna show y'all just one eye, and then I'll do the other one off camera so that y'all don't have to sit there and listen to terrible Christmas music over the fast forwarded track. So let's get to it. I have just an itty bitty bit, and I'm gonna wipe off all the excess. Like, y'all can probably barely see that. That's all I have on this brush. That's the maximum amount I want on this brush. So then I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna start not quite in the corner. I'm actually going to start above it and work my way down, just because that part of my eye is pretty loose skin. So if not, it won't work out right. So I'm going to take the other 250-1 in this and go into the Gemini palette, into Gemini, and just pick up a little bit on the brush, just like I have been. So just an itty bitty bit. I don't even think y'all can see that. And go over where I just primed. So I may have to do this several times in the exact same place, just because every time I do this with actual glitter, it gets crazy. So and if you have an actual glitter liner, that would work a lot better than this, and it'd be a lot easier. I do not have one, so. Here in it, can y'all see that? Oh my lord. Like, ew. Damn cats. Okay, so this is coming along pretty well. So there we go. Perfect. Okay, so if you have a gold liner, just use a gold liner instead, because it would save you so much time, so much effort. Be a lot easier. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye off camera, and then I will come back and we will continue. Okay, so now that we've got them both nice and lined, we are going to take our white eyeliner to do kind of dots. And what I'm going to do, let me grab my compact again. I'm just going to take it, since I have a pencil liner and not liquid, I'm going to take it and kind of just roll it, and then it should be just a, can y'all see that? A really, really, really small dot. I'm going to go over and add to them. So you just want to add dots anywhere and everywhere. I mean, it doesn't have to be uniform at all. So okay, so just like that. And then I'm going to go back into the James Charles palette and go over that with, I think it's blank canvas or white canvas. I'm not sure. I don't have these memorized. Oh, it's flashback actually. Okay, so I'm going to just take, I don't have a name for this brush. It is not a named brush. It's not from the Morphe palette. And I'm just going to dip into that and almost like setting them. So it's an itty bitty brush, see? So, and I'm just going to go over these and set them. Okay, so just like that, we're looking awesome. And now, this is where it's gonna get hard. We're gonna do Rudolph's nose, all right? So we're gonna do Rudolph's nose right here. We're gonna take the Morphe M431. We're actually gonna start with 518, just because I want it lighter, and then I wanna work my way out into a deeper shade. So, and you just want an itty bitty bit. And starting, it's going to be pretty big. So we're going to just start in that tear duct area and work our way out slowly. Okay. Now we're gonna go into Rusted, and we're just gonna kind of add to this. And what I'm doing is I'm patting it on and then kind of swirling it around. Okay, so just like that, hopefully it's you kind of see what I'm going for here. Now I'm gonna go into You're Kidding. And with this one, I am just dabbing right now because I want as much pigment on that as you can get. Which, this is a super pigmented one. I know that this one is a pressed pigment, so it is extra pigmented, which is exactly what I need right now. Okay, can y'all see that? That looks awesome. All right, so now we're going to go on the bottom lash line with a little bit of brown, not too much. I'm actually going to use the M456 to do this, just because it has kind of a flat edge. And I'm going to start with, where am I? I'm going to start with Code James, and then I'm also going to use a little bit of T and probably some Mary. And then what did I say? I don't even remember, but I'm going to go into Mary because I feel like that's going to kind of pull this together a little bit better. Every time I do this, I always end up with a little bit of powder in my eyes, and it irritates my contacts so much. My eyes, just to begin with today, were super irritated. I was gonna do a liner look, but I don't think my eyes can like handle it today. So, all right. So with this, we're gonna add some eyeliner. Not eyeliner. I'm sorry. We're gonna add some mascara, and then I'm gonna do my foundation. I'm gonna do my foundation off camera, and then I'm gonna come back and actually do like a freckle look with it today. I've been practicing it, and my neighbor who actually has freckles, so they looked really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and give them a try. So I found out where my lashes are. They were in transit, and they said delivered. And I've been trying to get them out of a mailbox. They are being held hostage. The key doesn't work, so I called the post office first. And the post office said that the lady who runs our normal mail route would switch it, and she just didn't. So I'm going to go out there actually right after this look and drop a note off, because I know that she hasn't ran yet. I don't like our mail lady. She doesn't do a great job. Like, I always end up with other people's mail, and other people have had to bring me their mail before, so. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to go ahead and go off camera and do my foundation routine real quick, and then I will come back. Okay, so I look a little washed out right now. Sorry, I had to move up a little bit. So I look a little washed out right now. This is not the final look, I promise, okay? So what we're going to do first, we're going to add just a teeny tiny bit of highlighter into that red. I'm going to use... I'm going to use the Morphe 506. And I'm going to use So Good first, just because I'm scared ring light might be too light. So we're just going to dab that in. It washed it out a little bit, so I'm glad I didn't use ring light. Okay, and I haven't added highlighter. I just did my contour real quick. This side looks terrible today, but this side looks banging, so y'all are on this side anyways. It's fine. Can we talk about how my hair is curling inside of my ear? Like, look at this curl. What is happening? Oh my gosh. It's one of those days, I'm telling y'all. It's just a bad hair day. So it's up, and it's a problem. Okay, so now to do what I want to do here, I have to go back in with the 250s, the Morphe ones. So I need to I'm just taking a just a makeup wipe and kind of cleaning off what is on there real quick, because I don't want them to be sparkly, because I mean, obviously freckles are not sparkly. So one of the biggest things to remember whenever you do this is that freckles are not uniform sizes. So you want them to be small and big, okay? So you have to use a combination of colors. I know a lot of people don't like fake freckles, but I don't get freckles, okay? I've never made fun of anyone with freckles. I love them. I think they're adorable. I like to count Shaynas and fall asleep. But anyways, so I'm going to use my two M250-1s for this. I'm going to use a combination of colors. Tea, Boutique, Mary, Shook. Yeah, Shook. Wait, no, not Shook. No, 10% off and no beans. And maybe even a little bit of Code James, just because you need the different colors. I started yesterday whenever I tried this with tea, and you just get it on the very, very tip. So, and I focus them on the top of my nose and right underneath, but I pull them out. So, starting up here, and you just lightly dab them. So, you need to be really light with it. My nose is itchy, but it always happens. Do I have something in there? I don't. Okay. Sorry. Not really. Y'all be fine. Alright, so then just... So, see, I just look dirty right now, but this is all tea. So I'm going to get a lot of tea in right now, and I'm going to work my way out, and then I'm going to go into Mary. And I will not use nearly as much of Mary. Okay, and now I'm going to start going into Mary. Same brush. And I'm much lighter with this one, just because it has so much red in it. And you want to also work it kind of into your forehead. You don't want to go too high into your forehead though. Now that we've done this, I'm going to go in actually with Benny, which is extremely dark. And I'm going to pick up, it's going to look like it's too much. I swear to you, it's not. So do you see how much is on there? I'm going to use this, and I'm going to go back over some of the ones I've already done just to kind of add to them. You want them bigger. You don't want them all teeny tiny like this. So... You want to make sure whenever you're doing this not to like wipe it all. You want to pick directly up, so just dot and pick up. I have them all over. I know, it doesn't look like real freckles yet. I promise we're going to get there. I swear it. Alright. So for this, I'm going to use an M441 brush, which is kind of the fluffy brush here. To start, I'm going to use Punch Me. Okay, and I'm going to focus that on the bridge of my nose and slightly across. And so this is what it looks like. You can barely see it. I take it, I dab it into the Punch Me, and then I kind of dab the excess off. I don't kind of tap it off. There's a reason for that. Okay, so then you just want to kind of dab it into the skin. This not only gives your skin some texture, but every time I think of someone with freckles, I think of like a redhead with the freckles across her nose, and she's a little sunburned. So every time I see someone with fake freckles, I can tell, because I mean, they're just dots on your face. There's no texture to your skin over there. There's no kind of sun-kissed glow or anything like that. Those are my cats playing, in case y'all can hear that. Okay, now that I've done this, I'm going to take a teeny bit of tea and do the same thing. And you just, you tap on your face with this. Okay, so now that we have this, this is where it gets fun. You have to make it a little red with a little bit of color too. So I'm going in with Code James first. Same way I've been doing it, picking it up, dabbing it on my arm, and then dabbing it onto my face. I want a decent amount of this one. So I'm going to go back in several times and just do it the same way over and kind of layer this up. Okay, and now I'm going in with a little bit of 10% off, and I'm focusing that more in this area right here. I want this one kind of heavier because it's much more red. And having them kind of below this and above it helps to kind of make it look more realistic. So there we go. Alright, so I haven't added any highlight. I am going to go ahead and do that right now. Pretty. I'm going to use Face in the James Charles palette. Just very subtle. I like it. Okay, I'm going to use it on the tip of my nose. Pull that up the bridge as well. Even though you can't see it as much. Actually, you can on that. Okay. This looks super cute. Okay, so I went ahead and I sugar scrubbed. I'm going to do a very neutral color just because this is so bold. I'm going to use a little bit of Tarte and Jeffree Star, and if he ever hears that I just said those two things in the same thing, he would never, ever, ever forgive me, so I'm sorry in advance. I'm not lining my lips. I'm just using a teeny bit of Jeffree Star. This is in Chrysanthemum, and I'm just using it to kind of focus on the inner part of my lips and right here. These two colors work really well together, and I think they look cute. Anyways, this is our completed look. I should probably put like some antlers or something, but I don't want to mess this up. I think my eye look is adorable today. So I hope y'all have stuck this far, and if you have, thank you so much. And I hope y'all enjoy this look. So I will see y'all tomorrow